What's going on, guys? It's your boy Killer Cam Friend coming back at you with another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video. And today we have a really important video for you guys. We're going to be going over the top 10 abilities that you absolutely need to be using in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. These are make or break abilities. Madden 23 all the way since Madden 20 has been completely centered around abilities, and they will win or lose most of your games for you. So it's super important that you know exactly what abilities are the most OP, what they do, and what you need to be using your AP on in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. So let's hop right into this. Before we do, if you like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you're notified for all Madden 23 Ultimate Team content. I would like to shout somebody out in the next video, so if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know that you subscribed. I'll make sure to reply to all the comments that I can, and I will shout you out on the next video for one random person that likes, comments, subscribes down below. Let's hop right into this. Alright, so before we get into the abilities and what abilities are the most overpowered, we need to understand what ability points actually do. So we're going to see that we have 12 AP here on offense, as we can see in the right corner. Now, AP stands for ability points, and you have to spend your ability points wisely in Madden Ultimate Team. Now, certain archetypes are going to get certain abilities for different prices, and some players are going to get discounted abilities, but that's just something that you have to keep up with. You can check MUT.gg. It's a really good resource if you want to check which players get what abilities and for what price they get them for. So, as we see here, Michael Crabtree is going to get short and elite for 1 AP because he is a slot archetype receiver, and if we go over here to Larry Fitzgerald, he's going to get the same ability for 2 AP because he is a physical archetype receiver. Same thing with running backs and different abilities. Like I said, some players get discounted abilities. Normally, Marshawn Lynch would not get short and elite for 2 AP. He is a power back. As we see, it's 2 AP here, but we go over here to his discounted ability slot, and he's going to get short and elite for 1 AP in this slot. And defensively, we're going to see that we have 12 ability points too, and we're going to want to spend them wisely on defense as well. Like I said, normally players do get discounted abilities on defense too. Normally, deep route KO would be 2 AP on Troy Polamalu, but in this slot it is 1 AP because he gets it discounted specifically for his card. And same thing with Champ Bailey here. We're going to see with Pick Artist, it is going to be 1 AP in this slot, but if we check this slot, it's going to be 2 AP. This specific slot is where he's going to get his discounted ability. So now that we understand how ability points work, and certain players with certain archetypes get different abilities for different prices, we're going to go over the abilities, the most overpowered abilities, breaking them down from number 10 to number 1, the abilities that you absolutely need to be using in Madden 23 Ultimate Team, exactly what they do and what situations you're going to want to use them specifically. So let's hop right into this. Alright, so a little side note here, guys. If you're playing regs, if you're in a CFM and you want to know what players get what abilities specifically, you can change it if you're in a competitive franchise mode or if you're in an offline franchise mode, whatever your forte is. But we can go over here to View Superstar X Factors on this little NFL tab right here, and we can see exactly what players get what abilities. This is going to show all the X Factors and all the abilities for all the Superstar X Factor and regular Superstar players. If we look here, we're going to, it doesn't show the exact superstars, but these are all the X Factors, and if we go down more, it's going to show just the regular superstars, and these are going to show exactly what players get what abilities. So if you're looking for a specific team, you can scroll through this and see who gets what, and now we're all the way down to the superstars. We're going to see that Justin Herbert gets pass lead elite, sideline Deadeye, and high point Deadeye. There's one example there. So I just wanted to put that in the video in case you guys are regs players and you can know what teams get what abilities and which ones are going to be super overpowered depending on your play style. So let's hop into practice mode and see exactly what abilities are the best and how they work. So before we get into the top 10, we are going to have a couple honorable mentions. Number 1 is going to be Lurker, and the reason this is an honorable mention is because it's kind of hard to showcase in practice mode. I might be able to find a game clip of Lurker activating, but the only reason you would need Lurker is if you're using a middle linebacker, because they just don't animate the same way that safeties and DBs do. So if you want to get those really nice jumping animations, lurk animations across the middle of the field, crossing routes, angle routes, your user is going to need Lurker if it's a middle linebacker. But if you're using a safety, it's not necessary at all. They're going to get the same animations without Lurker. I would even go as far to say if you do put Lurker on a DB, it's going to be a complete waste of ability points, which you do not want to be doing in Madden Ultimate Team. So Lurker, honorable mention. It is a good ability, but it is completely situationally based, and whether or not you're using linebackers or safeties as sub-linebacker as your users. And one last honorable mention, Double or Nothing is a really good ability. It is really good for pass rush. It might not be quite as good as Edge Threat, but it will get the job done. Some people think it's better than Edge Threat. There are also some other pass rush abilities like Speedster, El Toro that people really seem to like this year, even Slim Club. If you're a user on the D end or the D tackle, will help you get some pretty good pass rush in there. But Double or Nothing is probably the next best thing aside from Edge Threat in the game right now, and some people even think it's better. My personal preference, I like Edge Threat because it helps you get some better animations off the edge. But if you're on a D tackle or a DN playing inside, Double or Nothing is a very good ability as well. Alright, so we're going to hop in practice mode right now, and we're going to show you exactly what these abilities do. Now we're going to see that over here on the left, Mike Evans is going to have Deep Out Elite, Mid In Elite, and Red Zone Threat. The only ability that's going to matter right now is Deep Out Elite, because we're going to be throwing a deep outside pass. Now, outside the numbers, so from the numbers all the way to the sidelines on both sides, Deep Out Elite is going to activate, and it is the biggest bailout button in Madden 23, Ultimate Team, or Regs. It's just an absolute bailout. You can just toss it up to your Deep Out Elite, and more times than not, if it's a one-on-one situation, you're going to catch the ball. So we're going to showcase exactly what Deep Out Elite does, and we're going to see that it's really OP. So we're going to go ahead and block our running back. I see that Myles Garrett is right there with a whole bunch of pass rush abilities, so we don't want anything to do with that. We're going to block our tight end as well, and we're just going to throw a high point to Mike Evans right here. And we did get picked off. We're going to try this again. We're going to try to throw a high point. That was a bad pass lead. So let's try this again. And Deep Out Elite, just an absolute bailout there. The DB didn't even have a chance. 6'5", Mike Evans is super OP. Now, probably the best player to put Deep Out Elite on right now in Madden 23 Ultimate Team is 6'8" Donald Parham at the tight end position. He is just an absolute beast. As we see, Mike Evans is just agging, aggressive catching every single play. So we're going to see this one more time. Deep Out Elite, just on a simple streak right here, is crazy OP. He has not dropped the ball once. So Deep Out Elite, one last time. Now he's got his X Factor active. We're going to show this here, and it's just super OP. Now you might be wondering why it's not higher up on the list. It is a really good ability, but some players are better than others at utilizing this ability, and certain defense abilities are going to offset this and neutralize it, basically. So if you're playing a really good player defensively, they're going to have the right abilities to offset this, or they're going to put their cornerback in better position to not get agged. So Deep Out Elite, really good ability. It's number 10 on our list. So number 9 on our list is going to be Inside Stuff. Inside Stuff is a really important ability to have on your defensive line, and it's really going to help negate any inside runs that your opponent is throwing at you. So a lot of shotgun sets, trip sets, bunch sets are going to have some really good inside runs, and they're going to catch you off guard sometimes. Now, inside stuff is going to completely blow that up. Now, there are ways around it. You can double team it, and it's going to negate it a little bit. But if you have two inside stuffs on two D tackles and a 4-down lineman set, it's going to be really, really hard to run the ball. So we're just going to snap the ball and see exactly what happens here. And he did get double teamed, but we're going to see that Jonathan Allen is going to shed more often than not. Let's go ahead and double team this other guy here, and we're going to see exactly what happens. We're seeing him lighten up, and he did shed, not exactly like I would like him to. But let's go ahead and switch to a base here, and we're going to see that he just blows us up. He just absolutely blew through his block and blows the run up, and that's what's going to happen more often than not when you have an inside stuff like that. On your opposing defensive line, we're going to see we did get past him, but he did blow right through his block, and that's why inside stuff's so good. As I said, if we have another inside stuff right here, where the Mike ID is on the defensive line, we're not going to be able to really run any inside zone, 0-1 trap, any kind of plays like that. They're going to get blown up right away. So inside stuff, one of the best abilities in the game, super, super important to help stop the run. It's been OP for a few years now, and it really helps you not have to worry about run defense so much. So inside stuff, really, really good ability. So we're going to have a combination of different abilities in our number 8 spot, and that's going to be Route Apprentices. Now this consists of Tight End Apprentice, Backfield Master, Outside Apprentice, Slot Apprentice. There are different practical uses for each one, but right now we're going to be going over exactly what they do and why they're so overpowered. We're going to see George Kittle here has Route Apprentice. If we look over here, he's on the right side, but it's going to show his abilities on the left. He does have Route Apprentice, and what that's going to do is allow us to put different hot routes on George Kittle. So at the tight end spot, he's going to get, if we see over here on the right, the D-pad hot routes are going to be different than normal hot routes that you would get from somebody else. So if we go over here and try to hot route triangle, he's not going to get those special hot routes that you're going to see over there on the right with George Kittle. He's just going to get the normal ones, the wide receiver hot routes, and if we go over here back to George Kittle, he's going to get those special hot routes. And for the tight end position, it's going to be the corner route, the post, the trail route, and the crossing route. All of these routes are super, super good routes against man coverage. We're going to see exactly how they fare. We're going to audible to verticals here and get the rest of our players out of the way. Now, this already has a stock corner route on it, so we're going to go ahead and snap the ball and see exactly what happens. And we're going to see it gets pretty good separation against man coverage there. It said perfect accuracy, but that wasn't a perfectly accurate pass. So, that's the corner route. This is the tight end post, which is also a really, really good route. And it just smokes man coverage, and we got an under pressure there. Not the most ideal situation. One more time, we're going to show the tight end post, how good a separation it gets against man coverage. And another under pressure inaccurate, but we can see that George Kittle was getting open there. Another really good one against man coverage is going to be this tight end trail route. We're going to see it's going to absolutely shred man coverage, as it does there. And we're finally going to complete a pass. And the last one's going to be the crosser, and crossing routes notoriously get really good separation against man coverage. So we're going to see here, he got bumped a little bit, but the crossing route's not as good as it has been in previous years, especially the tight end crossing route, but it is going to get pretty good separation against man coverage. And as we see there, we do get some separation, even though George Kittle isn't the fastest. So we're going to put George Kittle at a different position, and we're going to show some different hot routes from the slot and from the outside. Alright, so we move George Kittle over to the slot now, and he's going to get different hot routes from the slot position than the other slot receiver. If we hit triangle here, we're going to show that Jennings is not going to get the same hot routes as him. We're going to see that Kittle gets this stop and go, the post, the corner route, and the crosser, and these are all going to be really, really good routes against man coverage. The route apprentices are going to help you beat man coverage way better than you would normally. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the crosser, see exactly how that gets separation against man coverage. And he absolutely cooked him, even though he's way slower than the DB. We're going to check out a couple more of these routes. Stop and go. Could go ahead and put these guys on hitches and smoke screens just to get them out of the way. The stop and go route, it usually does get pretty good separation against man coverage, but George Kittle isn't the fastest. The corner route, the corner routes this year are a little bit different. They used to be a lot different. In Madden 22, 21, and 20, they used to break a lot sharper, but they did nerf corner routes a little bit. Understandably so, because corner routes are pretty much the main thing everybody runs in this game. But the last route is going to be the post, and the post is another really good one to beat man coverage, so we're going to see exactly how that one fares. And we couldn't get the ball off, but we did see he was getting separation against man coverage. So, one last thing, we're going to put George Kittle on the outside and see exactly how those hot routes fare against man coverage, and what hot routes he should be using on the outside. Alright, so now we have George Kittle on the outside, and we're going to come out in a different play this time, so our guys aren't going to be in the way so much. And we're going to see the outside apprentice hot routes are going to be this post, the post corner, which is not a great one, not very many people use that, the fade stop, which is a pretty unique one, it's kind of like a curl. And then we're going to see the corner route, which is going to be the C route. The C route is one of the best routes to beat man coverage. We're going to go and see exactly how it fares here. And he torches his man. We didn't get a great pass there, but we did see that George Kittle absolutely torched on that C route. Let's check this out one more time. See if we can get a good pass lead. And we did catch it on the sideline there. So the C route's really, really good to beat man coverage. The post, which is different from the slot apprentice post, is going to be right here. We're going to see how that fares against man coverage. And he's not the fastest, so post might not be the best for this specific situation. But posts generally are pretty good in Madden Ultimate Team. This year they're nerfed a little bit. Last year in Madden 22, posts were super, super OP. So they made them not quite as good against man coverage or zone coverage. But we're going to see the post does help against certain zones. You can get over the top with them. But George Kittle here with the post isn't the best situation. So, route apprentices, they are really, really nice to have in your arsenal, and we can see why they're so high on this list. With the man coverage meta being how it is, you're going to want some routes that are going to help you torch that man coverage and make your opponent think twice about what they're running on defense. Inside stuff is a really, really important ability to have on your defensive line, and it's really going to help negate any inside runs that your opponent is throwing at you. So a lot of shotgun sets, trip sets, bunch sets are going to have some really, really good inside runs, and they're going to catch you off guard sometimes. Now, inside stuff is going to completely blow that up. Now, there are ways around it. You can double team it, and it's going to negate it a little bit. But if you have two inside stuffs on 2 D tackles and a 4 down lineman set, it's going to be really, really hard to run the ball. So we're just going to snap the ball and see exactly what happens here. And he did get double teamed, but we're going to see that Jonathan Allen is going to shed more often than not. Let's go ahead and double team this other guy here, and we're going to see exactly what happens. We're seeing him lighten up. And he did shed, not exactly like I would like him to. But let's go ahead and switch to a base here. And we're going to see that he just blows us up. He just absolutely blew through his block and blows the run up. And that's what's going to happen more often than not when you have an inside stuff like that. On your opposing defensive line, we're going to see we did get past him, but he did blow right through his block. And that's why inside stuff's so good. As I said, if we have another inside stuff right here, where the Mike ID is on the defensive line, we're not going to be able to really run any inside zone, 0-1 trap, any kind of plays like that. They're going to get blown up right away. So inside stuff, one of the best abilities in the game, super, super important to help stop the run. It's been OP for a few years now, and it really helps you not have to worry about run defense so much. So inside stuff, really, really good ability. So coming in at number 7 on our list is going to be Deep Route KO. Now, Deep Route KO is a super big bailout. If you get beat deep, if you get torched off the line in a press animation, basically it's going to bail you out It's going to give them a little bit of a speed burst, and it's going to help them knock out any deep balls. Deep balls are going to be considered past 20 yards. So, deep out elite, super good ability, and deep route KO is going to be the counter to it. Now, we're going to see that Darius Slay over here on the left is on Jamison Williams, who's 98 speed. So we're going to let this play out. We're going to throw this ball up. If we can get the pass off, this time we'll max protect. We'll try to do it that way. So we do see deep route KO light up there. I've been getting absolutely hollered at in practice mode just consistently. I've had to slide my line, motion block, max protect. It's been just insane how crazy this practice mode block shedding is. So we're going to see here. I couldn't get the pass off, but we did see on that last play, deep route KO lit up. He had him beat by a step, and he just came up and swatted the ball, which is going to be pretty consistent with deep route KO. If there's any corner routes, deep crossers, or post routes, even streaks, if they're beat past 20 yards, they're going to knock it out pretty much every time, as long as they don't have more than a couple steps on them. Deep route KO, really good ability, super big bailout. So we all know that pass rush this year on Next Gen is just absolutely insane. And what's going to take it to the next level is going to be an ability, Edge Threat. We're going to see it here on Nick Bosa, and it's just going to be insanely OP. Any 4-man, even 3-man pass rush, Edge Threat's going to take it to the next level. So we're going to snap the ball and see exactly what happens here. And Nick Bosa's lighting up. We got shedded from the inside, but a lot of the time you're going to get shedded from the outside. That edge threat's going to go absolutely crazy. So we're going to snap the ball again here, and we're going to see Nick Bosa is just destroying our left tackle. Now, edge threat does work better in certain formations. Let's try this again here. Sometimes he's going to get super wins off the line like that, and he just absolutely destroyed Justin Fields. So edge threat, really necessary ability if you want to have crazy pass rush like we see here. Nick Bosa, just we don't have any time to throw the ball whatsoever. Edge threat, really nice ability, and that's why it's going to be number 6 on our list. Alright, so we're to the front half of our top 10 most OP abilities in Madden 23 Ultimate Team, and our next one at number 5 is going to be Under Pressure. Now we're going to see in regs, Aaron Donald has it here on the left middle. He has quite a few pass rush abilities and run stopping abilities, but Under Pressure is going to be the one we're looking at here. And basically what Under Pressure is going to do is if he's anywhere in the vicinity of your quarterback, you're going to throw an absolute duck. So we're going to see exactly what happens here. We're going to try to get this ball off, and Under Pressure inaccurate. Alright, so we had to put Aaron Donald on the other side, that way he would shed better. And we're going to see Under Pressure inaccurate right away. It's a really crazy ability. Even if you have open receivers, the pass rush is so good this year that Under Pressure is going to destroy that. We did get a perfect accuracy there. Aaron Donald wasn't quite close enough. Let's see if we can make this happen one more time just to showcase that this does work like this. And we're going to get an Under Pressure. We did get a good accuracy, but it did say Under Pressure there. That's just because Lamar has a pretty high throw under pressure. So Under Pressure, super OP ability. I was going to see if I get it to work one more time. But you'll notice in MUT, a lot of people have this on both their defensive ends. If they get any kind of pressure, you're going to throw absolute ducks all day. Now, there is a counter to this. You can use Fearless on a quarterback, but there's only one quarterback in the game that gets Fearless right now, and it's a lot of ability points. So, is it worth it? You can outweigh the pros and cons, but Under Pressure, really good ability for pass rush. It is going to cause a lot of incompletions, a lot of frustration, and a lot of interceptions from your opposing offenses. I really recommend this ability. I am using it personally on both of my defensive ends in Madden Ultimate Team right now. Alright, so the next ability on our list is going to be Inside Shade. Now what this ability is going to do is it's going to help you play crazier man coverage with any DB inside the numbers. So we're going to see here, it is on Marlon Humphrey. We're going to go ahead and motion this over, and we're going to see exactly what this does against a normal receiver. We're going to go ahead and motion over a slant right here and see how this coverage plays. And he just absolutely bags him. You can't even throw that right there. It's going to get intercepted a lot of the time. inside shade. Let's go ahead and put him on a normal slant and max protect here. See what happens. And it's just crazy man coverage. Now, that's against a normal receiver. We're going to go ahead and match him up with Cooper Kupp here, and we're going to see exactly what happens. Alright, we're going to see that Marlon Humphrey here is matched up on Cooper Kupp now, who has Slot-O-Matic, which would usually give him better route running in the slot. But we're going to see exactly what this does. Usually Cooper Kupp would light up there, but instead it's getting picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Now, it's going to negate any route running abilities that your opponent has, like short and elite, even route text, Slot-O-Matic, that kind of thing. Inside shade is going to absolutely destroy that. Now, I did get a little separation there. That's because Cooper Kupp is one of the best receivers in the game. Just on a normal slant here against man coverage, you're going to see how this plays one more time. And he just runs that route for him. We can't really throw that there at all. He did catch it. That is another perk of Slot-O-Matic. You get better catching from the slot. But we saw that he was absolutely bagged on that slant route. He is almost running it for him. He did get bumped there. That's why we got a little separation. But inside shade, we're seeing that Slot-O-Matic isn't lighting up like it normally would on the cut. And that's why it's so good. It's going to negate all those route running abilities, and it's going to make your opponent basically have to throw something that's not going to be as open as it normally would. The route KOs are really, really good in certain situations to knock out balls when your DBs get beat, but inside shade is going to stop those DBs from getting beat. Those really OP route running abilities, specifically short and elite that everybody's using in Madden Ultimate Team, is going to be completely negated by inside shade, and that's why this ability is so important to have at least on one or two of your DBs in Madden Ultimate Team right now. So, at number 3 on our list, one of the most meta abilities in Madden Ultimate Team right now, it's going to be medium route KO. And what that's going to do is any intermediate pass from 10 to 20 yards, it's supposed to knock it out every time. Now, I do have Micah Hyde here with medium route KO, who is one of the, I think is the only player in regs that has medium route KO against George Kittle here. And we're going to see exactly how this fares. Now, it's going to give you better knockout animations and better reaction against medium routes. We see here that George Kittle does catch the ball, but I think that's just George Kittle being George Kittle. It's kind of hard to, as we see, we do get a better reaction there, and he cuts that off, lights up, and picks it off because we threw a medium route against a medium route KO. We're going to try this one more time, and we get under pressure. Let's see if we can showcase him knocking the ball out. See if we can throw it. And we do get the knockout there. We see medium route KO lighting up. On the corner route, for whatever reason, it wasn't working, but on the trail route, it does seem to work a little bit better. So let's try this one more time. And we didn't get the knockout there. He did light up. I think it's just because George Kittle has such good catching, and he has the short in and short out elite abilities. So I think that might be a little bit of a counter to this here. As here we don't get the knockout, but we do see medium route KO lighting up. Trust me, in game you're not going to have this issue. You're going to knock it out pretty much every single time. I think just because in regs George Kittle is such a high overall with crazy catching and catching in traffic that the medium route KO isn't going as crazy as I would like it to. As we see, we do not get the knockout there. Maybe if I wait just one more second to throw the ball there, we'll get the knockout. We did see he did get it the one time. And we just torched him too much, although he did catch up when we got the knockout. So, medium route KO, we can see why it's so OP, and I promise, in Madden Ultimate Team, you will not regret spending your AP on this ability. So, at number 2 on our list, we are going to be using Set Feet Lead. You can also use Pass Lead Elite if you're in a CFM or if you're playing regs, but Set Feet Lead is going to do the trick, and what this is a pass velocity ability. And what that's going to do for you is once you get the ball out of your hands, it's going to put a lot more zip on that thing. So normally if you threw a bullet pass with a quarterback that does not have pass lead elite or set feet lead, he's going to float the ball a little bit. But we're going to see good old Tom here has set feet lead, and he has some other quarterback abilities, but the only one that's going to help with velocity is set feet lead, and especially against zone coverage and even some man coverages, this is going to help you fit balls in tight windows that you would never ever be able to fit in there before. So we're going to see exactly how this works. We're going to snap the ball and see how much zip he has on it. If you're playing in MUT with a quarterback that doesn't have set feet lead, you're really missing out, because there's some windows that you would never be able to fit the ball into with just a normal quarterback. We're going to see here, he's lighting up, and that's just going to put so much zip on that thing. It's really just firing in there. If you're not using a passing velocity ability, it's a lot different. There's just really, really tight windows that you would not be able to fit the ball in otherwise. I am using Michael Vick personally in Madden Ultimate Team, and he has set feet lead for 2 AP. He is the only quarterback that gets discounted set feet lead right now, and the ability is just so good. It really helps you win games. Corner routes, crossing routes, post routes, you can really just zip that ball in there. Especially against zone. It's really, really helpful against zone, but even against man, it'll help you find your receiver on the sideline, so you're not floating it up there and getting picked off with some crazy sideline toe tap animation that the DB gets. But set feet lead, it's a really, really good ability. It's a lot like Gunslinger was in years past. Set feet lead has been relevant in previous years, but Gunslinger gave you that extra throw power, and it helped the ball get out faster. This year, it's a little bit different. Pass lead elite and set feet lead are going to be the meta, because Gunslinger does not add velocity to the ball. So, set feet lead, pass lead elite, some of the best abilities in the game right now. Pass lead elite isn't in MUT currently. There's no quarterback that gets it. But once we do, I'm sure that'll start to go towards being the meta ability, even though it is more AP. Set feet lead works just fine, but pass lead elite is a little bit better, because it works on all lead passes and you don't have to have your feet set. So set feet lead, completely necessary ability if you do pass the ball a lot in Madden Ultimate Team. I really, really suggest that you try a quarterback that gets it. I believe Drew Bledsoe, Michael Vick, and Ryan Fitzpatrick all get set feet lead currently. I believe when Tua comes out today, he's also going to get set feet lead. But it's really, really important ability. If you pass the ball, it's an absolute must-have on your quarterback. Alright, so the number one ability on our list is going to be short and elite. We see it here on Darren Waller on the right side. And short and elite, since there's no route tech in Madden Ultimate Team right now, is going to be the absolute best ability that you can use to beat man coverage, which is 100% the meta right now in Madden Ultimate Team on both next gen and current gen. And it says that it gives you better catching inside the numbers on short passes, which are going to be 1 to 10 yards, or from the line of scrimmage to 10 yards, but it also gives you better route running. So let's get this guy out of the way and see exactly what happens here with Darren Waller with short and elite, and he's just going to get better separation against man coverage. Now, he's against a really good DB in Denzel Ward right there. He's not nearly as fast, although Darren Waller is one of the faster tight ends in Madden Ultimate Team. But he's just going to get a lot better separation against man coverage. We're going to see here, he is just cooking him, and that's because of that ability. It works on not just corner routes, but post routes as well. It's going to work on not just tight ends, but wide receivers. Any kind of zig, slant, even corner routes, C routes, anything that has a cut inside of 10 yards is going to work on. And it's going to help you absolutely torch man coverage. As we see here, Waller is just torching Denzel Ward every single time. Let's go ahead and throw him on a trail route and see how that fares. And he didn't get quite as good a separation right there. But we do see short and elite lighting up on every single route we've thrown him on. And that's just how it works. It's pretty much a discount route tech. It's going to work on every single route, every single cut that you make on routes. Obviously, it's not going to work on streaks and fades, those kind of routes, but if there's any kind of cut involved in the route, short and elite is going to help you get better separation, and it is an absolute must-have in Madden Ultimate Team, especially against this man blitz meta where you have to get the ball out fast. You want to have some receivers, tight ends, things of that caliber that are going to get you really good separation against man coverage, and short and elite is pretty much the most important ability to have on any of your players in Madden Ultimate Team right now. I have it on my tight end, both my receivers, and my running back because it's so overpowered. It's completely necessary to help you beat this man coverage meta. Alright boys, that's going to do it for today's video. I know I said at the beginning of the video, but if you like the video, this took a lot of effort, a lot of time to make this video. So if you like it, please leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you're notified for all incoming Madden 23 Ultimate Team content. It's your boy Killer Cam Friend. I'm out. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Easy drip cream.